You're not going to be like, I'm going to go stop crime.
Yeah. No.
That's what it is. That's why
I wouldn't stop crime.
We'll probably start some. Unabomber, like basically the MK Ultra is responsible for like every like horrible event of like the last 40 years, essentially.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine if that's why they were doing it. Like, cause like cultural divide. And the whole story of Camp Hero and Montauk is such a good example of like a spectrum, because if you believe every word of it, but then when you go out there and you look around, like, it's kind of undeniable that some of it is true.
Hi, welcome to the show. My name's Joe. This is Millennial Stoner. I've been doing a lot of reels lately for merchandise. If you want to support the show, go to rockgut.shop and pick up a shirt. It's Chris's art too, which is awesome. So come down and check that out. And also, please leave comments, like and subscribe, everything. I just want to do some dates right at the top. Sticks and Stones Comedy Club. Go to sticksandstonescomedyclub.com. We got shows all in July. We've got a bunch of shows. I think we're doing a whole week, every weekend in August. They're doing shows. Sherrod Small is going to be out. Carmen Lynch is coming out. Who else? We just had Eddie Brill there. And we're going to do a big showcase, another one. And yeah, come and check it out. It's going to be a great time. And today's guest is Will Mac. That was a fucking train wreck of an intro.
It's all right. It's going to be a train wreck of an episode, Joe.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. We're going to talk about all the things that people are afraid to talk about. We're going to put Alex Jones to shame.
I'm actually very excited for
I know.
Hero stuff.
Good to have you back on, dude.
Thanks, dude. It's good to be back, man.
I've been trying to. We did a bunch of episodes in a can, so we weren't recording as much. And now the summer's here, and Chris is like, "Grab fucking episodes." I'm like, "Oh shit, how do you get back to work, man?" So
Nice.
this will come out next week too.
Sweet.
You and I thought we're talking. We're gonna need to jump right into it, but I really want to jump right into it.
I do too. I'm like,
because you and I were at the mic, and we were fucking. We just like the Camp Hero came up and Montauk Project.
Yeah. And
I had mentioned that I think my grandfather was like stationed there, like the last place he was stationed at. I think it was. I'm pretty sure. None of this. By the disclaimer at the beginning of this. Yeah. If you take it seriously, just unsubscribe now.
Well, dude, I mean, it's weird because I love a conspiracy that. Like the more far out and crazier it is, the better for me.
Yeah.
And
this is a pretty far out there one when you delve deep into it.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole story of Camp Hero and Montauk is such a good example of like a spectrum, because if you believe every word of it, you're
crazy.
Retarded.
Yeah.
That's not normal. But then when you go out there and you look around, like, it's kind of undeniable that some of it is true.
Well, we were talking before. It's like Montauk's like secretly a weird place.
Yeah,
it's like this whole beach community, like summer town, but then there's just this fucking satellite dish.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And there's something about it. It's fucking weird,
and it's strange because like when I was a kid, we used to go to Montauk every summer.
Okay,
and back then it was like. The poor people had to keep driving past the Hamptons, and Montauk was a more like blue collar, like that's like we didn't have a lot of money growing up.
Sag Harbor was like that when I was a kid. It was really a blue collar town. It was people drove through it to get to East Hampton.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or Amagansett. That's really where a lot of people went.
Yeah, and but now it's like super bougie.
Yeah,
the Royal Atlantic, which is like decent enough, but it's like a kind of like a shitbox hotel.
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer, it's $550 a night because it's on the ocean.
Yeah.
But like, I love going out to Montauk in the off season. You go out there and you get a room for $100 a night.
Yep.
You wake up with the waves crashing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You've got the whole town to yourself.
Most of this shit's still open too, except for the fucking like weird like club bars. But like
all the good restaurants are still open.
Yeah, that German place is open.
Yeah. And I love it. It's like my happy place. But and like one of the last times that I did that, I shouldn't say that. This was a couple years ago, but I had like a fucking experience.
So like
at Camp Hero.
Okay.
And well, I guess like first of all, like just I guess let's bring the viewers For those of you who are unfamiliar with the story.
Yeah, we'll do a quick I actually know, like, there's a base in Montauk. I can't remember I think it's just called the Montauk base.
I think it's called Montauk Air Force.
It's Montauk Air Force.
Yeah, it might be called
It's Camp Hero, but like sometimes it's like Fort Ellis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's just called,
Montauk Air Force Base.
Camp Hero State Park, but the Montauk Air Force Base, I think is what it's called. It was put there. It actually like it was like put there to help prevent a German invasion. Like it bombed I think it bombed U-boats off the coast or like track.
It was definitely installed to detect.
Yeah.
Because it's like the last line of defense. It's like almost the easternmost point.
Yeah, and there's weird facts about it too, where like the satellite dish that's there was one of like 12 constructed for the particular kind of radar that they had.
Really?
And then like at one point, all of them were dismantled except that one.
Really?
Yeah, so it's weird. And then during like the 60s, it was used to help track spies, or I don't know spies, but it was used during the Cold War as some sort of base to help like fight the Reds or whatever, those dirty commies.
Yeah, but then legend has it that at a certain point, they started using it for
in the 80s, from like 81 or like 80 to 84.
Yeah, I'm not particularly clear on the timeline, but Stranger Things
it's based on
is loosely based on the events of what allegedly happened at Camp Hero.
You want to hear a weird side story about that?
Yeah.
I had a friend who was a basically career surfer for a long time. She was a photographer, but she basically fluctuated between the Hamptons in the summer, and then she would go out to LA for sort of like a caddy. Would go to like Florida back and forth. And when she was in LA waitressing, she had met the Duffer Brothers. And had this is going back years ago and everything like that. That show rolls.
It was great.
But but originally apparently she met the guys that were writing it, and they were talking about this script, this idea that they were trying to figure out. And they said it was originally titled Montauk Project.
There you go.
Or just Montauk or something like that.
Yeah. And
but Stranger Things is very much inspired by this.
Yeah. So if you were to believe all of the crazy, the full extent of the conspiracies.
It's mind control experiments
that potentially gave kids superpowers.
Potentially. Or it was an MK Ultra connection.
There's another acid test there.
Yeah, there's actually a house there called the Acid House.
Yes, I think it's not there anymore, but there's videos online.
Yo, there is. There's some dude. I watched it. This is fuck. This is what I did all week to prepare for this. I just sat in my fucking room like a fucking just conspiracy nut, just watching all this shit. And there's VHS tape of I didn't watch it, but I was reading about it of these kids that go into the bunker and then they're chased out by dudes in SUVs.
Dude,
it looks like government people.
So
it's weird.
Yo, so listen to this shit. And I know this is gonna sound like it's made up, but this is what happened to me at Camp Hero. I'm there with my then wife, now lesbian, and my friend Justin Rubin. And we're there and we're fucking snooping around. There were these girls I went to high school with, two of the hottest twins you've ever seen, the School of Sisters. And one of them was a photographer, and she posted these pictures on Instagram that were inside a building at Camp Hero. And I've always known, everything I've ever heard about it is that every inch of it is super buttoned up and you can't get in anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're out in Montauk and I decide that I want to find this building.
Okay.
And you could see in the photos that it used to be a bowling alley. It was fucking, you see the ball return and shit.
Yeah.
And so I at the time I was unfamiliar with the layout. So we get there and we just start walking around.
Yeah.
And we wind up searching the whole park before we find the little village, where the buildings. There's one that looks like a church. And it's designed so that planes flying over, that it would look like a little fishing town.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was really the gym and the barracks and it was
it was a fake town or fake. Yeah.
So I figure it must be in here.
Yeah.
And we check all the buildings in this fake little town. And then we get to the last one And we're walking around the back of it. And every single one is welded shut, bolted shut. All the manholes are like epoxied over. It's like there's nowhere to get in anywhere. And then we get behind this one building and it looks like it was hit with a fucking wrecking ball. There's just a fucking hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And you can walk right in.
Okay.
And sure enough, we get in there and this is the bowling alley. This is where she was. So like, whatever. We're taking pictures. We're looking. We're like kicking the leads around, seeing if we can find like, I don't know. We're like messing around in there.
Trying to find alien artifacts?
Yeah, whatever. And then we leave and we're walking back up out of the park. But then we stop and like sit on this like picnic bench. And a dog comes around the corner.
Okay.
Golden retriever-ish, or like maybe not a golden retriever. I guess it was like a mutt, but it was like a yellowish, like friendly
some sort of
looking,
lab.
Yeah, maybe like a yellow lab.
Okay.
And it walks over to us, and it's got this fucking box on its neck,
like a collar,
like a collar, like you'd see like maybe like a bark collar, like one of those like boxes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's like fucking, the box is like 6 or 7 inches long.
Okay.
And it's clear plastic and there's like a red light and it's like a really weird looking device on its neck. And, we're like, what the fuck? And like my wife was kind of dumb. So she just starts petting the dog.
Okay.
And then a black SUV shortly comes right around the corner and pulls up.
Are you serious?
I swear on my fucking life.
This is creepy.
I know. And the lady driving the van, or it was like a Suburban, is in like a pantsuit. She's in she has like a blaze, like, you know what I mean? She's in like a suit and she has her hair in a tight bunch. Very big lady. Like she's probably like 6 foot tall.
Jesus.
And we go, is this your dog? And she goes, it's okay. Which is not an answer to our question. You know what I mean? Like if that was my dog and someone said, is this your dog? I'd be like, yeah, yeah. And she said, it's okay. And we're like, okay. And she's like, what are you guys doing here?
Maybe she was talking to the dog. That's what the collar, she can communicate with it.
What?
She was telling it because the dog was like potential threat, and then it came around.
Yeah,
and it would have turned into like a transformer or some shit and murdered you guys.
Interesting take. But so then she goes, yeah, what are you guys doing here today? And we're like, oh, we love coming out in the off season. And
this person like looked like some sort of like agent or like cop. Like some sort of security.
6 million %.
Yeah.
Like, looked like a fucking Fed.
Yeah.
And she's like, we literally like just walked out of this fucking abandoned building. And she comes up to us and she's like, so what are you guys doing here? And we just played dumb. We're like, oh, we just love coming out to Montauk in the off season. Like we're just, we'd never been to Camp Hero. We're just checking it out. This is such a cool place. Like,
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay. So what are you guys doing tonight? And we're like, whoa, yeah, dude. We're waiting for Justin's then girlfriend to come out and meet us for dinner. That's like what we were doing.
Okay.
So she wasn't going to be there for like hours. So we're like,
killing time.
Yeah. And she's like, and so we tell her that we're like, oh, we're waiting for Justin's girlfriend and we're going to go out to dinner. And she's like, oh, and she keeps mentioning that she's a Montauk native.
Okay.
She said it like twice, like, oh yeah, like I'm a Montauk native, which is like another fucking weird thing to say, especially when Montauk natives look like you, Joe. Montauk natives don't wear pantsuits and drive fucking black Suburbans.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, so where are you guys going to dinner? And we're like, oh, I don't know. If you're a Montauk native, what's the best food in Montauk? And she goes, oh, that's easy. If you want the best food in Montauk, you got to go to Salavar's. Now, Salavar's is like the restaurant where they like cook the fish that comes off the boat.
Yeah,
the food is good,
yeah,
but it's not the best restaurant in Montauk. There's some serious eateries.
I love how
in
one of
Montauk.
you is like, this lady's giving me weird vibes. Her restaurant selection is not good.
Yeah, but like, she just seemed so full of shit.
Yeah.
And then she goes, the thing about salad bars is it gets really busy. So if you're going to go to salad bars, you should probably go like now. And she just like stares at us. Yeah. And I'm
See,
like,
I was the whole time you're telling the story, I was like, all right, this is probably just some lady with her dog that's like, there's maybe some like rich lady that's not really a native, but fancies herself a native. But for her to be like, you should go now.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. Listen, it could be anything. It could be bullshit, but that's a little weird.
I just wish, I have a feeling.
How high were you?
Casually.
Casually high?
Casually,
Okay.
weed pen high.
Just asking.
No, if I was weed pen high.
Weed pen high? Okay.
Weed pen on a hike, you know? We're walking.
Yeah, that's casually high.
Yeah, I wasn't like fucking stoned out of my face. And I think, I don't know this for a fact because none of us were like reached for our phones or were on our phones, but I think that the device that was around the dog's neck was like an electronics jammer. I think that if I had pulled my phone out to try to record this encounter, my phone would not have been operating right.
Well, there's a dude called like Preston Nichols is his name, and he's the guy that wrote the book, The Montauk Project, which some people say it's true, some people say it's bullshit. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he said, so he basically like came across the signal or something like that's how the way that he came. Yeah, this is the book.
This is the book. I have that with that same cover.
It's a weird ass cover. So he basically like, I can't remember exactly what his job was, but he was doing something with signals and radio signals, I think, or something like that. And he detected this anomaly, which I think was like a jamming thing. And it was the base. Like he basically said he tracked it to the base. And then when he went inside the base, he said he found an office with his name on it.
Yes.
And he had he had been like brainwashed. He had like been a project manager there.
Yeah.
And like, there's no hard evidence of any of this, by the way. I just want to point out this. But that's what he claims. And there's a dude, Duncan something, that claimed that he was one of the kids they kidnapped to do experiments on.
And there's videos of him
talking. Like
I don't know how I feel about the guy that says he was one of the kids.
He also could
what's his name? Preston Nichols, I think, is a crackpot. I think
he because first of all, there's like 8 books in this series. Number one,
is that true?
Yeah, look up. There's like the Montauk pyramids. There's like there's more than one. There is this thing that's really weird is there's a weird connection between the Philadelphia experiment. You know about that, right?
Yeah,
where the boat disappeared.
Well, they apparently teleported a naval vessel.
Yeah.
And successfully.
Yeah.
But on the other end, the people were
like melded into
the deck of the ship.
So there's a theory that says within that theory that there's 2 officers that jumped off the ship.
Yeah.
And like didn't get, and what happened is they went through a wormhole and ended up in 1984.
Yes.
And then came back. Like that's
what the book is about.
Yeah, basically, yeah. About these men out of time. Yeah, there's a movie about the Philadelphia, but there's also a connection to something called Project Stargate, which was, I don't know exactly.
That's the 4th dimensional monster.
So the way that's Montauk Project. Okay. So supposedly one of the dudes, like they self-sabotage, like there was like, it's like too much power for one man to have. And this dude like essentially conjured this monster. Yeah. That because they found it, like when Nichols went into, they found like a homeless man that talked about some great beast that had ripped through and like everything like that. And like, so that's the inspiration for the Gorgonite from
the Demigorgon.
Yeah, the Demigorgon or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Stargate Project was a secret U.S. Army unit established in 1977. Investigates potential for psychic phenomena in the military. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's weird stuff about like all this stuff is weird. There's no, and I'm sure like here's the thing. I'm sure like the U.S. government at one point did try to weaponize psychic powers. Maybe they did. Who the fuck knows? Yeah. But like the Montauk thing is like weird because the Duncan, like you were saying, the Duncan guy is like, well, this is odd.
Yeah.
He also might be a strung out ex-drug addict.
Exactly.
But who knows?
Who's just trying to get his...
Yeah, the men who stare at goats. Like, all this
Yeah.
stuff is basically inspired by all these different weird programs where, like...
Remote viewing is wild. I have...
What's this remote viewing? What is that? That's
remote viewing, as I understand it, is when a person can just fucking sit there and, like, I don't know, like, zone in on another location and, like, see what's going on there.
Oh, like, be able to, like, see... Oh, like, literally...
See,
yeah.
like, I don't...
That's what 11 can do. Once again, Stranger Things. Like, that's
Yeah.
her thing. She can look to another spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's, like, something that people, they've been trying to, like, figure out. I mean, who knows? But that's, like, a wild concept. Because, like, MK Ultra is all about mind control. It was all about mind control through the use of LSD and psychedelic drugs. And, like, the more you read about that, there's a lot of wild theories, like the Columbine kids were a part of MK Ultra.
Yeah, fucking the Unabomber.
Unabomber, like, basically the MK Ultra is responsible for, like,
Yeah.
every, like, horrible event of, like, the last 40 years, essentially.
Yeah. Oh my God, imagine if that's why they were doing it.
What?
To, like, cause, like, cultural divide, like, fucking, like, we think they wanted it was about mind control. They were trying
But they were doing it for culture. I mean,
but
that's
they were,
always...
like, creating psychopaths to, like,
Yeah,
cause
well, it's like
social turmoil.
there's something to. There's a big somebody that claims that, like, Manson was actually an MK Ultra guy.
Yeah.
My point about that is always, I'm like, but he was such a fucking. He was just a fucking weird little desert wizard of a person. Like,
Yeah, but they, like, arrested him and,
a
like,
bunch. He's been in and out of jail
letting them go.
for somebody who's the face of the '60s. He didn't get out of jail until like 1968. He missed most of the '60s.
He's still in jail.
No, he's dead.
Charles Manson?
Charles Manson is dead.
But he got out of jail?
No, like, I'm just saying he was in and out of jail through most of the '60s, and then when he got pinched for the Tate murders.
No, but I thought he was, yeah, oh yeah. Then he was.
No, Manson died. He had a
When
girlfriend.
did he die?
Like 5 years ago?
Oh, yeah. 2017.
Yeah, he had a
I didn't know
girlfriend
that.
up until the day he died.
Yeah, that's
Look
wild.
at him right there. Yeah.
I never understood the swastika on his
The
head.
Beach Boys, Charles Manson. And I thought that was Charles Manson and his daughter. I thought that was Charles Manson and his daughter. Oh, wait, is that the fucking... Oh, is that the Beach Boy that loved hanging out with Manson?
Charles Manson, my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Beach Boy who, I can't remember which one. It was one of, not the one that was in bed all the time and a tortured artist. One, I think it was Dennis
I don't know.
or something like that. He fucking loved hanging out with Charles Manson. He was like, this dude's great. He plays guitar. He's got weed. There's all these weird magical hippie chicks that I can bang.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he brought him around. People are like, why would Dennis Neal we would do that? And they're like, because there's the '60s and then he could get pussy and drugs, and this weird guy would just bring him that as long as he played. He's like, let me play this song. Let me sign me a contract.
That's so funny.
So, but yeah, MK Ultra. They say he was a Unabomber, all that stuff. And there's a big. I think the biggest theory is that the Montauk Project was an offshoot of the MK Ultra project.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing that
Once again, we don't know shit.
Yeah.
This is just fun.
But another interesting story that I found was that in 2011, the radio dish
Yes.
randomly moved like 90 degrees. Like it like changed direction after being in the same position for 40 years or whatever it was.
Chris, look that up. Let's see. Wow.
Yeah.
Immediately it comes up.
Yeah.
I mean, that has to be like it.
Yo, I used to fucking like run equipment and shit and like run like boats. Like I'm like familiar with rust.
Yeah.
And dude, if that thing is sitting up there collecting rust for decades,
It wouldn't be able to move at all.
it wouldn't be able to move.
I
at all.
remember having to take a nut off like an engine that had like been rusted out from salt water.
Yeah.
And it took all of my strength and a pipe to get it off.
Or it would take, I mean, I guess there's a potential that whatever like hydraulic machinery moved it, that if that was all still intact.
Yeah. But this was
It could
built
be,
in
like,
like
started and
1940,
moved, but-
wasn't it? This base. When was this base built, Chris? Just see, I think it was like the 40s or the 50s.
But I'm absolutely positive that there's no way that that thing is in like working order and like was like moved mechanically.
42.
It was built in the 40s, yeah. Hilarious. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's It was so it moved. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
And
weird.
the fucking fire department went out there and like couldn't quite get high enough to see what was up, but like it was like a thing. Like they were like, wow, yes, it moved. And like,
What are you laughing at, Chuckles?
Skimming over it. The answer is meh.
yeah.
I don't know.
The
answer is
exactly. They were just like, yeah,
Nothing's coming out of this.
fucking stop talking about that.
Yeah, it's like they were like, we have to go.
Like, yeah, we covered it. It's good.
Yeah, 'cause some dude showed up in a suit and sunglasses and was like, "You're not gonna talk about this."
Exactly. That fucking lady was like, get the fuck out of here. Go to Salavar's.
You should go now.
Yeah,
Our friend's not coming here for 5 hours. You should get a table now.
Yeah, dude.
That's weird. You should, I hope that pops up in fucking Stranger Things. I'll be like, Will.
Dude, I'm telling you, the dog had a crazy device on its neck, and that lady was a fed. As
Well, I
sure
said there's
as I
that
am-
VHS footage of the. See if you can find the footage, Chris. See if you can find it.
What?
This.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's one of the acid rooms.
Yeah, that's one of the acid rooms. Okay.
I found the poster.
Did you find any of the videotapes of the kids walking around? Is it creepy?
No, I just.
I mean, this is creepy.
Yeah, like what are all those weird ass things on the wall?
There's homeless people hanging their rugs.
That
That looks like a Bluetooth speaker in a corner. No, that's all right. Yeah, that's weird. Ugh.
Dude,
There's
the
somebody.
place is so creepy. And
I worked with a guy that like did investigations on. I didn't realize it, so I listened to a podcast. They said his name, and I'm like, wait, is this the same person I'm thinking of? And it is. This dude apparently. So the big thing about the base was the underground like room that said there was like underground like facilities.
Yeah.
So this dude did like.
There definitely are.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of website you want to go to with hard to read writing and fonts from the fucking 1999.
Is this a fucking Angel Fire page?
It says .gov.
This is
.ws.
Camp Hero at angelfire.com.
Oh my god.
That's where I found the picture.
Yeah, of course. There's no.
you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly where you find pictures like that. That's exactly whatever. It's just like, yeah. There's the go on. Let me see a satellite dish. Yeah, there it is.
In all its
That's
glory.
wild, dude. It's
Yeah.
wild that that's just there, and they never because they dismantled all the other ones.
Yeah, because it's like gotta be like a fucking hazard. Like especially if
Well, that's what it is. People look
the
at
wind
it.
gets crazy in Montauk.
Yeah, people look at it like, well, why didn't they take the satellite dish down? The little town is weird. Yeah, so there's is that the guy?
well,
Yeah, it's Nicholas. Look at that fucking psycho.
That was him with the pot on his head?
Yeah, that's him. Look at him.
Not with the pun.
No, this is from yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Preston Nichols. That's him right there.
I'm pretty sure that guy's a scam artist, but
Maybe. Well, he's the guy that wrote the Montauk Project.
yeah, no, I know. But I love the
None of these-
idea
none
of
of
a
those guys are
fourth
fucking
dimensional monster.
Yeah, well, supposedly they could open up portals, like,
Yeah.
and shit. Like, that's essentially what they would do. There was a chair called the Montauk Chair. I think they referenced something like it in Stranger. Once again, I love Stranger Things. You're going to fucking hear a lot of Stranger Things references. I'm probably going to go watch it after this. But, like, there was a chair. Look up the Montauk Chair, Chris. Here, there's somebody drew there was like a chair that was hooked up to these, like, electrodes or whatever the fuck, and they would find people who had, like, supposedly had, like, psychic abilities. And they would pump them full of energy, and that would basically amplify the energy into like opening up fucking portals.
Yeah.
It's how this supposed monster, they like essentially. I say conjure, but I think like it came out of something.
Yeah.
And like in order for it to, there's like that's like an Adirondack. That's a nice Adirondack chair. I don't think that's what they strapped people to. And all right, it's not. But like, yeah, it's a Montauk chair, and that's how that monster essentially came through. Is they used it to conjure this fucking interdimensional being.
Well, dude, I believe wholeheartedly
Time travel is interesting.
that there are aspects of science and physics that we do not even comprehend. as
Oh,
a species.
probably.
Like, before we understood what fucking radiation was, if you told someone, like, yo, dude, you hold that rock, you're gonna die, like, it would have sounded crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I'm sure, I don't know, that, like, I've smoked DMT, and I'll tell you that our brains are all somehow connected.
Yeah.
Like, I believe there's like a greater human consciousness.
Do you believe in psychic abilities and that kind of
I
shit?
do. I think I'm not saying that people have perfected this and that people are out there like using them like superheroes.
No, a lot of that's been.
But I think that there's probably somewhat exciting science on it.
Yeah, the problem is like you said, there's a lot of like scam artists out there.
Yeah.
There's actually a whole documentary about this fucking magician. I think he's called The Amazing Randy. And his whole, like, he was a magician, but his whole thing is he's like, I know what they're doing. These are all parlor tricks.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm going to go and get, The Amazing Randy. It's an honest liar. Yeah, that's him right there. He looks like Santa. So his whole thing is that he goes around and it was on Carson and he debunked, like, he fucked some famous, in like the 70s, back when like being a psychic was like world-renowned psychic, you know?
Yeah.
He debunked this dude who did this, like, it was like a thing with like finding a ball in this cup, and there's like a way to do it where you can like feel the vibration of where it is. So, but Randy knew that if he did one thing, it would change. You know, I think maybe that's it right there. Nah, I don't remember, but
Yeah.
he did it on, no, I don't know, but it was some trick and he debunked him live on TV. And like, it was so funny because you see the guy do it. He's just doing the whole like,
Yeah.
and then he just, when it doesn't work, he's like, I don't know, I can't tap into it right now. Like, I can't. He's like, listen, it's not I just like the idea of like, it's not a light switch. I can't just turn this on.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is that he can go on TV and be like, oh, it's here's your card. But yeah, a lot of it is just magic tricks. I feel like real psychic ability probably makes like your eye pop out of your head if you actually have it.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that it's something that can function in the way that you and I know. Like people can.
No, it's probably not the way it's depicted in movies.
But like, I don't know. I do think that there's like, that all human consciousness is like somehow connected.
That's a very peaceful thing to say. I mean, probably at some level. I mean, like in the theory, like even from what I read, of psychic ability, it operates off of some sort of energy.
Yeah.
And it's from the brain. It stands to reason. This is probably why, if they did do this in Montauk, it's probably some of the reasoning they had is they were like, well, how can we conjure this energy? If the human brain is putting out this energy, how can we utilize this energy? And what is this energy? And like, you know, it's like, how can we tap into it? You know, it can. And then, so because the whole idea of the chair is that you would basically use at least what they said they do is they use human beings as fucking batteries.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To open these wormholes or these time warps. Dude, it's like the ending to like the book is just like the whole idea is like one of the scientists is like, this power is too much for one man to have.
Yeah.
And then he unleashes the beast and he conjures this, but not before he stops the Philadelphia experiment. Like,
it's that fucking, I don't know.
I want it to be, you want it all to be, so wouldn't it be great?
Yeah, dude, I go, jack me up with some energy.
Yeah, dude, what can I
Charge me up.
Yeah.
Battery, bro. Let's fucking do
I would
this.
love nothing more, but like when you're make me an X-Men. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Would you take the adamantium? Yeah, fuck yes, dude. I don't care.
Did you watch The Boys?
I didn't watch the new season, but I do watch The Boys.
I haven't seen the new season, but in that world, would you take the V? Would you do it? As like a normie, would you like?
You have to, like, I guess. I don't know. Because it's like a crapshoot, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's always what they stifle it with. It's like you could, turn into a rock monster with a rock dick. You're like, okay, that sounds pretty sweet to me.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, dude.
That sounds pretty sweet, actually. I give a fuck. It look like
polish that bad boy up. Put it in a rock tumbler and fucking slide right in.
Would you take it?
I would definitely.
You would take it?
I don't. I'm not saying that that's the right decision. I'm just saying that's the one I would make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. It's always too much of a crapshoot for me.
I would hope. What is the best?
What's the best superpower to have?
Yeah, best case scenario.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it would just be like Superman-like powers, right? You want to be able to fly.
Flying is great.
Yeah.
Flying is dope.
Speed would be cool.
Speed would be really cool. I think teleportation.
You want to teleport? You want to be like
I think teleportation, because teleportation also is speed.
Yeah, it's just
to some degree.
It's just instantaneous.
Yeah, you're just fucking somewhere else. Flying would be cool. I guess super strength, right? You're right.
Yeah, that's
it is the
thing,
fucking Superman one.
It's always like, because flying would be dope. There's no If you could just fly it'd be fucking great.
Yeah, but
You
like,
know?
I feel like if you're, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not going to work because it's magic, but like, does it physically drain you to fly?
That's the question. It's what kind of.
Is it like you're like, yeah, you can fly, but that shit's hard. I can fucking run, but I don't do it.
I like the idea of none of us becoming superheroes.
You know?
We just keep the jobs we have. But we can do
if you want to fly, I don't even run.
But like, let's be
When would I
honest.
fly?
Without super strength or invulnerability, how much crime are you actually stopping? Like, yeah, you can run fast. But like, what do you like? Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like, let's say you do. You take the pill. What's your first instinct? Oh, I'm gonna be the Flash. No, you're like, now I can get downtown a lot quicker.
Exactly.
You know, I can just fucking run.
I can do 7 spots in a night.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna be like, I'm gonna go stop crime.
Yeah, no.
That's what it is. That's why
I wouldn't stop crime.
We'll probably start some. You fucking, not like you're not gonna. You'd probably be like, I can get away with stealing this shit.
I'd use it for good.
Yeah.
I think teleportation is the most useful one.
That's, you know what, I'm gonna say that because that's the thing. If I fantasize about any superpower, it's probably that. How many times I'd be like, oh man, I'd be there in like no time.
Dude, you could just teleport into a bank vault, take all the money.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You teleport out.
Like,
I'm not gonna do it. But I'm just saying I could do it. Like,
yeah, no. I mean, I definitely could. Yeah.
No, I think it's like super. But because like, what's the other, those are because you got to get like wacky with stuff like that. Like you got to think of stuff. Like, what if you get a superpower that's just like only useful for like you can always produce a cup of hot Starbucks coffee.
There's the ability to shake yourself dry. Like
you just do that. That's it. You take the pill. You take the fucking pill. And you get like, what can I do? And you're just like, oh my gosh, that's fucking it. This cost me $15,000 to get this pill.
And I feel like shit.
It's like, fuck you, Elon Musk. Because he's definitely the one that's like, he's the one that takes it and then flies because he engineered. He's like, look what you can do.
Getting a fucking shitty superpower would be.
Oh, it'd be the fucking
You'd
worst.
feel like such a whore.
Yeah, you'd be like, I don't even. It's like getting a bad tattoo. You know, that's what it is.
I've had a couple of those.
So you're like, what do you I'm a frogman now. That's what I have. It's like, can you jump fast? It's like, no, but I can eat flies now.
Dude. Yes.
You get none of the perks.
Just got the tongue.
That's all it is.
It's just the tongue. I just got a frog ass tongue now.
I think I'd just rather be rich and be like an Iron Man type at that point. I'd be like, can I just be a billionaire and like make my own suit or be Batman? Like that's, you know, that way I won't get this because man, it would suck. It's like, well, what can you do? So you have the frog tongue. It's like, well, I can always produce ice cream. What flavor? It's only Rocky Road ever. Yeah, see, in theory, it sounds good.
It sounds good for like a weekend.
Or like you can only like you can spit acid, but you have to be drunk to do it. You get some weird stipulation.
I can spit acid all day long. No.
No, but you can only jerk off acid, so you have to like.
It's gonna be. See, this is.
It's like a P. Diddy was a superhero.
The effort, like you gotta take that into consideration. If flying took more energy than running, I'll tell you, I would never do it.
Well, it might. I'm going to nerd out real quick. Theoretically, if you're running that fast, your metabolism's going to be through the roof.
That's fair.
Theoretically, just because that's what it is. You run fast, you have to. You need more energy. You have to consume food to get energy.
Yeah.
You'd probably be fucking svelte. You'd be like mad thin, but you'd be eating like 8 pizzas a day.
Hell yeah.
You're like, nothing about this is bad.
All right, so this sounds great. Sign me up. Get me in the chair, dude.
Maccaro the speedster.
Montauk chair, dude. Get it over here.
Give me the Montauk chair. Yo, what's up?
Me up, Johnny.
I need some of that speed power.
Yeah.
All we got is like weird stuff. You can astro project, but only 10 feet away.
It would be funny if you could you got the superpower to like push and grow your hair. Like you could like.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. You know, like the Play-Doh thing when you're a kid.
But that's how it has to grow.
That would be fucking fire. Dude.
Oh, dude, I would take that right now.
Dude, you could shave your head and kill someone, and then just be like. It's like, yo, that couldn't possibly be me. I have a full head of hair, dude.
Oh my god, now I want superpowers so bad. I would be so like the Play-Doh guy.
Yeah, it's like whoop, like the Play-Doh. The fucking.
But it only grows like really long, so you have to like.
It also looks and feels like Play-Doh.
I find myself eating my own hair sometimes. I like it. I don't know.
Oh,
I
dude.
like it.
Play-Doh is like surprisingly salty.
Play-Doh
It
was...
doesn't look like it's going to be salty.
No, it tasted like... Yeah, it did taste salty.
It was,
I
yeah.
used to lick it all the time as a child.
It did, yeah.
I didn't eat glue. I definitely ate some
I
Play-Doh.
used to huff it.
No, and then I would chew on silly putty.
Yeah, I never huffed. I think like huffing shit is like maybe the only.
That was like one of those things you did. That was like whippets because that was like all you had access to. That's like something kids do.
Yeah,
Or I don't know if they still do it. I don't know. Kids,
I did,
content
like,
if you're
duster.
fucking a kid, not fucking a kid, but if you're a kid and you huff paint,
I've done
how to make
duster,
Play-Doh. You done what's duster?
like computer duster.
Oh, I've heard of that. Can that kill you?
Oh, sure it can. It's highly toxic, but you feel like Darth Vader for 4 seconds.
I remember one time.
It's dope.
I remember I did a bunch of nitrous one night.
That's what that is, I think, because like technically nitrous, but there's like all sorts.
Yeah,
of
there's
other
like
chemicals
because
in
there's just I don't know what it is. It's supposed to. It's like no, it's just air in a can. It's like why are all these chemicals in this
it.
thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's because it's not a consumable product. It like doesn't matter. So those
Yeah.
are probably the cheapest fluids that make it work, or whatever, you know.
Dusters.
Dusters,
God damn.
dude. Yeah,
No, never fucked with anything like that.
It's,
Definitely did whippets.
Yeah, whippets. I mean, I've done most of the drugs.
I've done most of the drugs.
I've done most of the drugs. I never really did crystal meth.
Never really did crystal meth.
Never.
I
I
probably
never.
actually-
Well, for the only reason that I like never came across it. Like I just never.
You don't think? If somebody gave it to me, I'd fucking
Like
do it.
not like. I mean, I like to like. Yeah, I like to. In the past, I used to say like, "Oh, I would never do this," but then I
You never?
always wound up doing it. So I'm sure that if the meth.
Have you done coke?
Oh yeah.
Do you think maybe because sometimes coke and meth look alike that you did it by accident?
I don't know.
I'm not saying I definitely have. I'm saying there's a high chance.
I mean, there's a
once.
possibility. I don't know, but I've shot cocaine. Shooting cocaine is the wildest thing in the world. It's the craziest feeling in the world.
What do you just? It's just like what is it? Just immediately.
You immediately feel like you need to throw up, and you feel sweat, beads of sweat, like pooping out of your pores. Like you like fucking. The physical rush is fucking insane.
Jesus Christ.
And then you like look under the door at the shadows in the hallway for 6 hours. It's not fun.
The ninjas with a
But
lot
that first like 10 seconds.
It's funny how you said it's not fun and you pitched it to me like you're like it's the wildest shit in the
Yeah, I mean,
world.
it's wild, dude.
You're like, don't do it. It's great.
No,
Like,
it's like in the Dewey Kai. You don't want no part of this.
one of my favorite parts is he keeps coming in on different drugs. And he's like, you don't want no, but give me that here, doobie.
You don't want no part of this, Dewey Kai.
That's my favorite Elvis of all time.
That's a good one.
Because people are like, what'd you think of Austin Butler's Elvis? I said, I think it pales in comparison to fucking Jack White in Walk Hard.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. Oh my God. Man, I just want to point, I'm looking at the show notes right now, and this is the natural progression into why people shouldn't take us seriously. Because we started with conspiracies and facts, and then you were just like, I've shot hair. I've shot fucking cocaine. This is why you shouldn't listen. Like, don't take anything we say seriously. We're just drinking beer, smoking weed, having a good time, talking about conspiracies. Okay? They're fun. All right?
Yeah. Where were we with the conspiracy?
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, the thing with the Montauk Project is it's sort of like the octopus. Like you can kind of connect it to most things if you kind of do the research or just go down rabbit holes.
Yeah.
But this was fucking fun.
This was a good one.
I had a lot of fun today. If you just text me and be like, I got some weird shit.
Yeah.
Because again, I like to preface this with, I'm not like an Alex Jones conspiracy nut. They're just fun to read.
Yeah.
And there's weird shit in the world and it's fun to read about it and
That's my
everything
favorite
like
thing in the
that.
world.
So anytime you want to just come on and talk ridiculousness, man,
Hell yeah.
you're a hilarious comedian and you're fucking hell of a dude.
Oh, thank you.
Nah,
You
man,
too.
it's always good to have you on. So this was a lot of fun. Do you have any shows you want to plug, dude?
So I have a couple
It's gonna be out
dates.
next week, right, Chris?
Yep.
So plug with anything the next couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
I got June 19th. That's with Hartman. This is a horrible plug. I don't know where the show is. And then July.
Well, plug
29th.
your Instagram. You're gonna plug
Well,
it.
yeah, my Instagram is Fatwell, FATTWILL, and I am going to be producing this live comedy game show this summer. I
talking
don't
about
have
it for
a
a while.
date set. I've been talking about it for so long. But now that my work schedule is cleared up, I'm full like throttle on it. So
Sick, man.
that's going to be, I want to get you come.
Yeah, no, I
guest,
told you I would do it when you first told me about it. I'm always looking to do shit. So,
and then, that's about it, man.
okay. And like I said in the beginning of the show, go to sticksandstonescomedyclub.com. I'm going to be there just about every show that's there. We've got stuff coming up in July. Every weekend in August is booked. A lot of great people coming out doing shows. Please come out. Please have a good time. And I've got my Instagram. Everybody knows you follow me on Instagram at that Winchell Kid 87. Follow Millennial Stoner on Instagram. Follow Rot Gut on YouTube. That's the channel and everything. Who the fuck is Rob White? This show. And like, share, and subscribe. Please share stuff too. We love when people share things. Please comment. Even if you're like, go fuck yourself, you balding asshole. I don't care. Just comment. I don't fuck your words mean nothing to me. I literally looked at myself in the mirror and fucking cried this morning. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. So just whatever, like, share, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it. Every week we get more subscribers. I fucking appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Thank you for keeping this growing. Believe in aliens. Question everything. Follow Will. He's fucking hilarious. Thank you guys. We love you.
Thanks, Joe.
Montauk happened.
The Millennial Stoner outro song. Yeah, pack a bowl and sing along. Blah, la, blah, la, blah, la, 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 la. Ba, ba, blue sheep, ba, 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 ba. This is the favorite podcast of the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama's mother's name is Dalai Mama.